In this lesson, Eva and I are going to demonstrate the difference between remising and actual attacking when it comes to the lunge. Now in this case, there is some room for debate, but the reality is what a lot of us have been taught is that in foil you lunge, the attack ends when your foot lands. Any hit after that is going to be considered a remise if you are the initiant for the attack. Now this is quite practically the truth, especially when it comes to saber, but in foil it's somewhat relative in that you have to have stopped moving. Just because the foot itself is landed doesn't necessarily mean that your attack has ended. And that's what we're going to explore in this lesson. Okay. First thing we're going to do is look at what a remise is. This has no room for debate. Everyone's going to agree this is a remise of the attack. So we're going to stand on guard, and Eva is going to demonstrate the remise of this attack, and then I'll do the same thing a little bit faster. So we're both on guard. Eva's going to initiate the lunge, it's going to miss, and then she commits with her remise. Alright, so we can see it, two separate actions. The foot lands, there's no hit, then the body leans forward, and we get the actual touch. It's exaggerated, so this might be what you'll see when you are refereeing or observing a bout. So Eva's again on guard. I'm going to initiate the lunge, and I'm going to remise it. So everyone can see the attack is no, and then I lean forward to try and get more distance on the touch. It's still a remise. So in this case, the attack is not going to be functional. Now we're going to look at something that is a little bit more debatable, but it is actually going to be considered an attack. And that is where the movement is fluid. Even though your foot is landed, so long as you're still moving forward, you're more likely to get that touch. So we're going to stand on guard. Eva's going to step back one space, and she's going to demonstrate this attack. So we're both on guard. And she's going to do a fluid, continuous movement of the lunge. And there you can see, she lands, she hasn't hit, but she keeps moving forward and she makes the touch. Now I'm going to do the same demonstration, and I'm going to point out one thing that you don't necessarily want to do that Eva just demonstrated, and that's where you're falling. When you're falling, it's really hard to sell it as an attack. So, we're on guard, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, but this time I'm going to try and stay upright. So I'm going to lunge. And there's the touch. I land, and then I land the touch by continuing to move forward. I'll do it one more time. I'll make it a little bit more exaggerated. So for this, Eva's going to take one more step back. And what I want you to see is positioning of my knee in relation to my foot. Usually this is a telltale sign that you're remising because you're moving forward too much. But in this case, it's actually still going to be a continuation of the attack. Without the remise, it's just continuous. So, on guard, I lunge, and there's the hit. You can see I'm clearly leaning forward, but because I never stopped moving, it maintains a continuous action, and that's the attack. So when you're looking at fencing, specifically in foil, this is a remise. This, not so much. So again, there is some wiggle room. Looking at that continuous movement forward. Do not immediately assume that because your foot has landed, you don't have the attack anymore. Make sure you finish, and this is the number one thing a lot of people run into, is they doubt themselves. They attack, I miss, and then they come back. Or they attack and they lean away. Don't do this. Stick to your plan. You're attacking, keep moving forward. Do not do this. It's not very good. Instead, keep going forward. That's the plan.